started, worlds collided. You had me from hello till you came in focus. I barely noticed that I was all alone. One night, one kiss, now I'm addicted. You got my head is spinning, I'm losing my need a hit right now. I had a little, and I wanna love, please don't keep me waiting. I've only had a taste of you. I had a little, and I wanna love, please don't keep me waiting. I've only had a taste of you.
Hello everyone and welcome back for another video. My name is Courtney and my twin sister Ashley and I share this YouTube channel together. So you get two different houses on one channel. I upload on Saturdays and she uploads on Thursdays. But anyways, today's video for everyone is a backyard, not really like a makeover, but kind of like a makeover because we are adding some new things and fixing up some old things. So right here I showed you we started this part of the project, you hear that? Project in May. I got some, what are those called? Green beans. I also got some green zucchini and yellow zucchini, just showing you guys that. Adding on to the garden and we're extending it. So I was very excited to share this with you guys. I know I said in my first backyard makeover video that I had some plans and here is the plans for you guys. Now you're going to notice the dates down in the corner of the screen on your left hand side of when I did these projects. So I did not bang this out in one weekend or, you know, 2 consecutive weekends. It was literally month after month basically of us doing this backyard transformation. Sorry, I cannot talk. So maybe this is more realistic for some people, but this is how we roll over here at my house. We just take our time with things and do them when we can. So I still hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it might give you some ideas for your backyard because I don't have the biggest backyard, but I don't have the smallest backyard. So maybe you can get some ideas with some things that I'm doing back here in today's video. If you would like to see other backyard transformation videos, I do have quite a few here on this channel, especially starting from last year. It was really good video from last year because that's when I really did do kind of like a transformation. But anyways, I was just showing you guys I found these bricks here in the garden that we are extending. And this is not unusual for my backyard, I have to say. But yeah, because we find them everywhere. But anyways, let's get into rototilling this garden area so we can get in and plant these vegetables. Now I am coming on here to say I have rototilled this backyard before and I opted out of doing it because if you have never done this before, especially with this type of way of rototilling, because I know there's another one where it's a little more easier on your back, but this killed. Oh, I found another piece of slate here. When he was doing that, I heard him bounce off of it. He didn't hear it, but I heard the the blades bounce off of it and I was like, wait a minute, hold up, let me get this. So yeah, we find slate, bricks, those cement bricks, rocks all the time in this backyard. But anyways, I have done rototilling before and I opted out because it killed my back. The first time it did, and then the second time it did it, and I was like, I can't do it. It literally kills me to do this machine. It's fun because you get like instant satisfaction with it, like digging into the ground and everything like that. So just wanted to throw it out there. I did opt out. I did make him do it because I did not want to do it, and he was more than happy enough to do that for me. He does not mind, especially when it comes to using his tools. He's all for it. He's a tools guy. He loves that stuff. So anyways, right here he is digging like not a trench, but like a trench, so that way he can put those bricks, the big gray ones, there you go, right there, because that is how we have the other side of the garden set up. Well, we didn't do it. The old owners did do it, but anyways.
Where'd you find those? On there. Just so I know what to say in the video where you found them.
Yeah.
I found them. So where that bar was, it was like beside them.
Okay. Oh, where these bricks were?
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Or another piece of sleep. Yeah, it is the sidewalk.
Trying to find the edge of it.
If you guys are wondering what that background noise is, it's this one going around in constant circles. But once he's done with that, we're gonna put this piece of like fencing that we use as like a guard for the garden right on the outside, because we do have the same thing with those cement bricks here all along the garden as well. So once he's done with that, we're gonna put this like right there in front of it. We're not sure if it does anything because it's been there since we have moved in this house, but I mean, so far it hasn't hurt anything and my garden has been doing very well. So we're figuring why not just copy what the other one looks like. And sorry for my dog. There's construction going on at a house right behind our lot, so don't mind that. But once he's done with that, putting the fencing up and stuff, we're gonna level, more like he's gonna level all of that out. Not anything crazy, just like flattening it out, and then we're gonna plant everything in.
So like I just said, once we are all done leveling it all out, moving all the dirt and making it all nice and obviously level, we're going to do some planting. We're going to plant those green beans that I showed you and the zucchinis that I showed you. And then we're going to move on over into digging up a blueberry bush that did not survive winter and plant a new one. And also I'm going to give you an overview of how the garden is actually doing, basically up to date, and some of the little seedlings that I ended up starting myself. So in my but the backyard makeover before this one, I was saying how I had to go out and buy all of my veggies, like starter veggies, because I had planted my seeds too early, I guess. Well, not planted my seeds, like started my seeds too early. And because we were having such great weather so early, and I was like, well, you know what, why not get a start on this and get it going? So we had weeks where it was so warm outside, and the nights as well, and not so warm, but it was warm enough to where you could start seedlings and everything. But then everything took a shift and it killed all of my starters. I had so many. I was so upset. But you want to know what? I just went out, bought new starters, and started again with my own seeds. And you'll see those a little later on in today's video. But once we're all done with the blueberry bush, like I said earlier, we're going to go in and take down my old little fire pit area and build a new one. Well, not build a new one, but you'll see what we're going to do. One more thing, I just want to give a quick tip to anyone that's, first time gardeners getting into it, but are purchasing their starters without starting them from seed. A little tip is when you're going to buy them, buy ones that have multiples of that per se veggie inside it. So these green beans, they had more than one green bean starter inside them. Some of them had 3, some had 4, some of them had 2. So whenever you're going for starters and you want to get more bang for your buck, go for ones that have more than one inside of the little planter. I did the same thing with my zucchini as well. But my zucchini was so root bound when I bought them that I could not separate them. Even using the hose to try to help separate them, it didn't even work. So that's another tip right there for you guys. If you are having a hard time separating your own starters or starters that you purchased, go in with the hose and drench it down with it and separate them delicately that way. That usually helps. But like I said, the zucchini was so root bound, I could not do that with them. But I can tell you right now, they are thriving. They are doing fine. Nothing's wrong with them. I'm actually getting some zucchini in now, and some of them are about 4 inches long already. So it's kind of weird. Usually you have to space things out to a certain percent, like measurement, obviously, and these are so close together, but they're thriving so good. So I mean, hey, to each their own. I mean, I'm gonna do this next year. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna wait on that. I might do it next year because I don't know how well it's gonna do when they all start producing so many zucchinis at once. But anyways, here's an overview of them, nice and watered down, planted into the ground. But like I said, now we're gonna be shifting over and, oh no, first we're gonna water the rest of the garden. Like I said, this was months ago. Wait till you guys see how much my garden is thriving when I show you guys an overview of basically of an updated video of how they are, because it's doing great. But I know I said it was only one more thing, but it looks like I'm just very talkative in today's video, so I hope you guys do not mind that. But here is going to be some more starters that I started going in. But this is a raspberry bush. This one's the red raspberry bush. This right here I'm trying to show you is the blueberry bush that did not make it. Well, at least I don't think it did. It could have probably, but I was like, well, look at this blueberry bush. This one's doing great. So I don't know if I pulled the plug too early on it or not. That's starters right there for the blueberries. I was so excited when I seen that in May. But look, I don't think it was coming back. I don't see any green on it. It was completely brown. So I was like, it's got to go. This one is my blackberry bush. So these are 10 times bigger by now. In the new updated video you'll see here in today's video, you'll notice how big they are. I've actually been picking some red raspberries off, and my black ones are starting to make some black raspberries, so I'm excited about that. But once I get this old blueberry bush out, I'm going to show you the new one that I did purchase from Home Depot. I want to say it was about $15. I will show you guys the tag and what kind of breed this blueberry bush is. But let's get in and put this bad boy in the ground. Wait a minute, I did not purchase it from Home Depot. It was Lowe's.
Talk to me, wanna know why you believe that you're not my type. Truthfully, you'll be all mine, all mine, all mine. Talk to me, wanna know why you believe that you're not my type. Truthfully, you'll be all mine, all mine, all mine. I wanna put you in my pocket, take you everywhere I go, everywhere I go. I wanna put you in my pocket, take you everywhere I go, everywhere I go. Talk to me, wanna know why you believe that you're not my type. Truthfully, you'll be all mine, all mine, all mine. Talk to me, wanna know why you believe that you're not my type. Truthfully, you'll be all mine, all mine, all mine. I wanna put you in my pocket, take you everywhere I go, everywhere I go. I wanna put you in my pocket, take you everywhere I go, everywhere I go. Everywhere I go.
Keep it all the way down. Yeah. No. Angled like that. Yeah. It's not my first time using it. I used to use that old shitty one. And
Well,
this
yeah,
thing
it's
was
the
like
way.
this.
I remember that. Blue, but the thing was blue. The plate.
Alright, as you guys can see, we have made it over to the fire pit area. We are officially taking all of this down, breaking it all up so we can, you know, stash it all away or put it into a donate pile for anyone, you know, put it on like Facebook and stuff. Some people like this stuff to use as scrap for things. Some of it we will be burning between now and Father's Day weekend, even though it's past Father's Day weekend, but you'll see pretty soon what I'm talking about in today's video of why I'm loosely saying we will be burning it. So anyways, like I said, we're breaking all of this down. We're going to do that to all of these benches over here. They were getting really like dingy and everybody was getting splinters and stuff like that. So it worked good for 3 years. It was a good setup and everything like that, but it was time to take it down, time to say goodbye to it, and we're actually going to extend a garden behind it. Now that was like a last second idea. We weren't technically going to do that. We were just going to, you know, put the new fire pit over there and all of that stuff. But since I had new starters that I wanted to put into the ground that I started from seedling, I had new broccoli, pumpkin, and a watermelon. So I needed more space than what I just added on to the other side in earlier's video. I'm actually going to be putting some corn in there, some more zucchinis and stuff like that. But like I said, I will give you guys an overview of all of that. So yeah, it was a fun little surprise because we were technically going to put them all in 5-gallon buckets. Each plant was going to have their own bucket. But honestly, I didn't really want to do that because I just didn't feel like having buckets all over the place in my backyard. And I'm trying to get it to look really good. And I feel like white buckets all over the place wouldn't look too good. So anyways, let's get into breaking this down so that way we can move on into putting everything else back together and extending the garden over here.
I ain't tripping on yesterday, forgetting all of my mistakes. And now I'm on my own, yeah. Travel down the road, I walk alone, yeah. I ain't tripping on yesterday, forgetting all of my mistakes. And now I'm on my own, yeah. Travel down the road, I walk alone, yeah. I don't wanna keep on second guessing, guessing is useless. Keep on second guessing, cause guessing is useless. Useless, useless. Come on and choose this, choose this. I don't wanna keep on second guessing, cause guessing is useless. Travel down the road, I walk alone, yeah.
Okay, so here we use the old back pieces of the bench to cover up the big holes in the fence here. This isn't our fence. It's actually the neighbor's fence, and those buildings behind us are actually rental units. And yeah, let's just make a long story short, the landlord is not replacing the fence. So we just did a little bit of patchwork. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm hoping you guys aren't expecting like a Pinterest worthy backyard, because that is not happening. It's not Better Homes and Gardens over here. We do what we got with what we got. So here we are extending the garden, throwing some bricks down. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but you will notice in a little bit when I give you the overview, we have some plastic up. The plastic is to keep animals besides my dogs going into the garden, because they play fight a lot and they're not spatial aware, you know what I mean? So they accidentally end up in there and stuff like that. So we're doing that to protect the garden. And now I actually have to go and put some netting around my raspberry bushes and my blueberry bushes, because the birds are going crazy over them and taking them before I can. So I got to put some netting up and around that is removable, so that way we can enjoy them and not the birds. They're for us, not them. So what I'm actually thinking next year is just planting a random like blueberry bush somewhere in the backyard. for them to enjoy, and we can have our own to enjoy. But here we are putting the fire pit back together. We are putting the old one here, but you know, obviously you've seen an unpackaging in the beginning. And for Father's Day, I did get Matt a new propane fire pit for
Like a week after we got it. Yeah, that's the thing. It still works if we spray paint it. Yeah. It's been like that for like 3 years now.
I just can't believe it broke up. What was it, bent?
No, he didn't think they welded it enough, like together.
Alrighty, so here is some seedlings that I had started. So here's my new starters. Again, it's broccoli, that's pumpkin, that's another broccoli, and watermelons. So we're going to be planting these bad boys right in the new garden that we did. Now, we didn't rototill this because I don't know why. We just didn't. And it's doing great even though we didn't. But I have another surprise here. I was very mad, but like I said, no shocker here, but we hit another brick wall. There's so many brick walls here in
Brick wall.
this backyard. The people that had this house before us must have had a ton of garden areas here. So honestly, I've never had to buy any bricks for this backyard. Even those gray ones that you've seen us pile up for like a quick second was in this backyard buried in the ground. It's so crazy. I never had to buy bricks. It's crazy. I literally could probably put all these together and make a whole brand new patio sitting area with them. But we're not going to do that. We're using it for my gardens. And after we are all done shoveling all these out, we're going to get back to gardening. And we're going to put up the plastic liner around. But you don't see that part. But you know what I mean. So let's get these bricks up for the 100th million time in this backyard so we can put these bad boys in the ground. I just want to say one more thing. Sorry. Obviously between the fire pit area bricks and the bricks we found in the garden in today's video is not the only bricks I have found in this backyard. Before I ever recorded back here, we did do a lot of clean up back here, and that's where I found a lot of the bricks was not foreseen in these videos. You will never see them in these videos because like I said, it was way before I recorded back here. I was kind of nervous to do it because I didn't want people to judge me, but now I'm at the point in our videos where it's like, you know what, I don't care if people judge me. There's someone out there that can use the motivation to start doing something with their backyard, or their backyard looks just like mine and is content with it just like I am, or trying to better it just a little bit like I am. I'm not trying to reach any Pinterest worthy backyard. I'm just trying to make it a little backyard, lightly using Oasis, because obviously I have kids and it's going to be used by them. I have dogs. It's just going to happen. I'm not expecting to have this magnificent backyard, but I am proud of Matt, my fiance, of getting the grass so beautiful back here. When we moved here, the backyard literally looked like this garden. There was absolutely no grass to be seen back here, and he did a heck of a job getting the grass to grow. And this grass grew within 2 years like this, so I am proud of him. Here is that technique I was telling you guys earlier in the video about separating your veggies. Well, your starters, if you need help separating them, if pulling them apart by hand isn't working, to just go in with water to help separate them. But anyways, done chit-chatting, let's get into this. So here is my corn that I started from seeds. These are the new zucchinis. Those are the old ones right there, the bigger ones. Here is how the green beans are doing. They're actually doing great. Here's some little green beans sprouting out over here. I cannot wait to eat those. And now here's my tomatoes. I have all different tomato plants in here. My cabbage, all right here, growing wonderfully. And then here's the strawberries. Not doing great this year, but that's okay. Not worried about it. It still is early in this season. My cucumbers, and my peppers, and I have some peppers growing. And as of yesterday, I have some flowers on my cucumbers, so I'll have those soon, and those come in like crazy. They love this spot. I plant them here now, third year in a row of planting them, and that must be the good spot for them. So here is the raspberry bush. This is the blackberry bush that we seen in the beginning. It is humongous now, and that's going to be making some raspberries pretty soon. Here is the blueberry bushes as well. Well, after I'm done showing you how big this thing is. Here is the blueberry bushes right there in the middle. This is the red raspberry bush, which we've had a couple already. Blueberries are almost done, if you can tell here. They just need to get a little more bluer, but like I said, the birds are beating me to some here and there, so I gotta get some netting. Here's one raspberry. We actually have eaten that one since I've taken this video. And there's another one that I'm going to show you that we've already eaten as well. And then I'm going to give you an overview of how the broccoli is doing, the pumpkin, and the watermelon. I'm kind of iffy on the watermelon because the dogs made their way into the garden by sneaking behind my romaine bed that I have and stepped on my watermelon plant. So I'm hoping it does okay. So far it hasn't died. It just needs, I think, a little time to heal. See, it was sneaking behind there between the black thing and the fence. But now we're going to get into a little bit of a DIY over here. Here's the fire pit. It needed to go. It was done. There was basically no lid, but we were using it as a lid. And we're actually going to do over the rocking chairs as well. So I'm hoping you like how they turned out. I think they came out looking great and don't look as bad as they did before. But anyways, let's get unboxing this fire pit, put it together, so that way we can get onto the rocking chairs. Before I forget, those rocking chairs are made for outdoors. It's just that I don't think they're made for outdoors in the winter. So that's why they past 2 summers, they've been outdoors completely, summer, winter, spring, fall, all of that, and needed a little bit of loving. So I know I need to store these away now.
Huh? Nuh-uh. Oh my God.
I can fix it, but
I can always request a new piece.
yeah.
What the heck?
I need pliers.
So if you couldn't hear, the fireplace came with a dented piece. Now he's going to fix it with pliers, and you heard me say, oh, I'll request for a new piece. Well, you can't. I ordered this off of Amazon, and the only way I can get one new piece is if I return the whole entire fireplace, and they give me a new one. Now, here is an up close of what I'm talking about. I was so upset because it was a gift for him for Father's Day, and he's always wanted one, and this is how it came in. I guess loosely, I guess it's a good thing that he could fix it with some pliers, but that just tells you how like fragile this thing is. Like, you can literally bend this metal with your fingers, like bend it. Like, it doesn't take much at all, like little force, and you're bending it. So that's not the only thing that was wrong with this fire pit. There was one more thing, but we did not end up returning it. We just worked with what we had because I don't know how long it would have taken for us to receive a new one, and I don't know if Amazon would have charged us for shipping it back or whatever. So he just bit the bullet and, you know, fixed it anyways.
He has 2 doors.
Yeah.
This is supposed to, this is supposed to be another panel. Right? I don't. I'm looking for 3. I have 4 and 5.
Or that's a C.
I know. There's not even C on here.
So if you didn't hear that, they gave us another door instead of another panel. And it was lettered C instead of a number like the rest of it. So I don't even know where that door would even go. It doesn't go to this fireplace at all. Now, it looks just like it. and it bends just like it and everything like that, but it just did not go to this fireplace. It was lettered instead of numbered. And again, working with what we got, he ended up going and just screwing in some holes and leaving the little, what do you call those, not notches, but like where you would stick the hinge, like pop it into a hole and then pop the bottom part into a hole so it swings open, whatever you want to call that. So yeah, see here, he just ended up screwing it in. It didn't mess up anything or anything like that, but it was just the point. It was just another thing to add to it, if you know what I mean. We were already aggravated about how much we spent on it and how it came in bent and how like it's not that sturdy. Like I said, you can bend these panels with your hands. So whatever. It was, I guess it's the thought that counts, right? So I guess I didn't do my best with picking this. I don't know if it's really on me or not, but we still love it. It works like it's supposed to. It hasn't been blown over in any winds because we have had a really big windstorm here, and it's been doing great, but it's just the point. You know what I mean? It was the point. But now I have to go and get him a cover for it because for some reason I thought the old fire pit cover would fit on it, but it literally only fits the top part. So got to get one of those for it. But it's holding up well. I mean, Father's Day was how long ago, and I'm talking about this now, and I still haven't gotten the cover for it because I want to make sure I get the right size and a good one. So anyways, once we're done putting this doorknob on, we're going to move it on over to the old fire pit area. Oh, wait,
I
no.
didn't even know those had batteries in them. Ooh. It's not going to start if nothing's hooked up.
No, the igniter should still
Make a noise?
That's why. It's because you need to put oil in it.
Oh, yeah.
tells me it goes the
Or
other
is
way.
it-
But let's see.
Was it fire oil?
Babe, it's the directions are wrong and it's
Every
imprinted
time
on there.
Every time I deal with something, it does that.
So I had to leave that little part in there. The battery says it needs to go in one way right on the fire pit, but it technically goes in the other way. Plus, I know a lot of people don't know this. I mean, I'm thinking that because, I mean, shame on me for thinking that, but I didn't know this till I seen it one day on Facebook on a reel that, you know, you put batteries in those. I had no idea you put batteries in those. Even for grills, I had no idea. But anyways, here it is in the new spot. We are technically going to be removing those bricks from the bottom because it's too high up to catch the heat when you're sitting down. So don't mind that. You're going to see it in the overview and everything, but I just want to quickly explain. We are moving those those bricks out of the way so that way we can feel the heat. The reason why we had the bricks there was that so way the ground didn't eat away at the bottom feet of this fire pit. But I'm thinking we're going to figure out something else to put there besides just dirt or too high up so we can't feel the heat. So now we're putting the lava rocks in. We're going to start it up and roast a marshmallow for you guys and then move on to the rocking chairs.
Getting tired of the waiting. You gotta wake me, open my eyes. 'Cause I'm feeling now we're fading. I'm in a daydream, show me the light. Getting tired of the waiting. You gotta wake me, open my eyes. 'Cause I'm feeling now we're fading. I'm in a daydream. Getting tired of the waiting. You gotta wake me, open my eyes. 'Cause I'm feeling now we're fading. I'm in a daydream. Show me the light. Show me the light. Show me the light. Getting tired of the waiting. You gotta wake me, open my eyes. 'Cause I'm feeling now we're fading. I'm in a daydream. Show me the light. Show me the light. Show me the light. Getting tired of the waiting. You gotta wake me, open my eyes. 'Cause I'm feeling now we're fading. I'm in a daydream. Show me the light.
Alrighty, you guys, so once we are all done sanding down both of the rocking chairs, now I don't show you sanding the second one. That's because it's repetitive, and I didn't think you guys would be interested in sitting here for over an hour watching me do all of this stuff now. So I do go in and show you guys what stain I go in with, but spoiler alert, again, I shook the crap out of this can. I've had it forever, and the top part when I was using it on the first one was stain. Now when I got to the second one, it turned into like paint. Am I upset? No. Was I at first? Yes. But it ended up where I ended up still using it anyways, and it turned out to be what I wanted it to look like. More on the paint version though, of like how I actually wanted the chairs to look. Just more like a thicker version of it, if you know what I mean. So not mad at it. It saved me from having to do like 4 coats of stain, so I guess that's a plus, and they still looked great. So this is what I went in with. It's dark walnut, and yeah, so don't expect it to look like this color. When they're done, they come out looking way darker and more like I painted them, not stained them, if you know what I mean. So let's get into quote unquote staining these rocking chairs. Just a second here, you're gonna see what I'm talking about when it looked like paint. Here's the lid. This is what it started looking like at the bottom. So this is what they look like. Doesn't it look like I painted them? They still came out great. They look great. The fireplace is working awesome. Just some hiccups that I can get over. But yeah, this is what they turned out looking like. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it gave you some motivation to get something done in your backyard, or any motivation for anything, just to get up and do something. I hope that you liked how I extended my gardens and maybe gave you some motivation to start your own garden, even if it's not veggies but plants. But until next time, guys, bye.